Hi, I'm your host, Larissa Worstiak. Through this podcast, I aim to empower and inspire jewelry entrepreneurs and innovators so they can thrive by doing what they love. I'm passionate about digital marketing for jewelry brands, and I'm excited to share my passion with you. This is episode 148, and today I'm going to share 5 tips for how you can get more comfortable with video marketing for your jewelry brand. If you heavily utilize Instagram as a social media marketing tool, then you know how important it is to share video content. Earlier this year, Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, said the company is looking to lean into entertainment and video after seeing the success of competitors like TikTok and YouTube. If you're not already utilizing video on a regular basis, then I'm sorry to say you are falling behind. I always hear objections to using video day in and day out. These are some excuses that I commonly hear. My generation isn't used to using video. I don't feel comfortable showing my face on camera. I know I should be doing more video, but insert excuse here. Video marketing is expensive. I'm not sure what type of videos I should be making and sharing. Does any of this sound familiar? I've done a few other episodes about video marketing. If you want to check those out, episode 66 was about the benefits of video marketing. Episode 67 was about how YouTube trends affect video marketing. And episode 68 was an interview with video marketer Owen Capellini, who discussed how jewelry brands can use video marketing in a strategic way. So now that I've sold you the benefits of video, let's get more comfortable. But before we get to today's episode, I want to share some marketing related news and insights from the past week that caught my attention. According to the latest consumer survey commissioned by PGI during Q3 2021, there's a growing demand for precious jewelry in key markets, particularly among millennials and Gen Z consumers. The survey found a stronger willingness to spend on precious jewelry, and that was among consumers in the US, China, and India. The consumer survey also found an increased preference for platinum jewelry for young women in these countries that I just mentioned. In the US, preference for platinum engagement rings among women aged 18 to 30 and 31 to 45 rose to the highest levels compared with the previous quarters at 34% and 49% respectively. So for brands that sell platinum jewelry or are looking to add platinum to the mix, there's definitely a growing interest among these consumer demographics. Millennials and Gen Z consumers are the driving force of future purchases when it comes to wedding jewelry. More consumers aged 18 to 45 have plans to also buy non-bridal precious jewelry in the next quarter and within the next year, either for themselves or for gifting. And these two generations, millennials and Gen Z, are giving more attention to platinum to express their value and celebrate special moments and cherished relationships. And I share that to remind you to always reevaluate your product assortment. How can you add or remove new products to cater to and appeal to your target customers? An article from Social Media Today was all about the predictions and key trends in social media for 2022. They covered a lot of social media platforms in this article, but I just want to focus on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, 3 platforms that many of my clients utilize. So predictions and key trends when it comes to Facebook. Definitely in-stream shopping has become a key element of focus. You can expect Facebook to expand this even further with more shoppable posts, streamlined payment processes, improved product discovery tools, and more alerts for those shoppable items. And I feel like a broken record saying this, but live shopping, which is on track to become a $423 billion market by the end of next year. When it comes to Instagram trends, e-commerce will be the main focus on Instagram. They want all items in all posts to be shoppable, or at the least able to guide product discovery for users. So you can expect to see more shopping options being tested in Instagram through the year. And finally, when it comes to Pinterest, a trend or a future innovation you'll be seeing is more video content. Hence what this episode is all about. Pinterest is working to align with consumption trends by adding in new video display formats and also live shopping. The same with Facebook. You can expect live stream commerce to be added to its idea pin options in late Q2 of next year. And another article from Social Media Today is about a new feature from Instagram that's going to be super helpful for businesses that want to better measure the impact of Instagram within their social media strategy. So Instagram recently added new data analytics to provide more performance insight for marketers and brands. So these new metrics that are being added to Instagram Insights include accounts engaged, which will show the total number of accounts that interacted with your content in a given time period, engaged audience, which will provide demographic insights into the users that are engaging with your content, whether they follow your profile or not. And finally, reached audience. Similar to engaged audience, this will provide demographic information about the people you've reached with your posts in a given time period. These new demographic insights will now be incorporated into the data, providing a more comprehensive view of the people that you are reaching with your Instagram posts. I think more data is always better, especially when it comes to platforms like Instagram and Facebook that are becoming question marks for a lot of brands that aren't sure how much time, money, and energy they should be investing in them. If you want to get the links to the articles I share in this segment of the podcast, you can sign up for my email newsletter by visiting joyjoya.com/sign up. And you'll get a digest with the links whenever a new episode drops. So I want to preface this by saying the tips that I'm about to share obviously apply if you have the tools and resources and ability to do these things. I don't want anyone to feel like they're being excluded from my advice, but in my experience with the brands I work with who are looking to boost their marketing strategies or add something to their digital marketing mix, video is really the way to go. So I'm kind of directing these tips toward the brands that can do these things, that can follow my advice. Tip number 1, first, know that video marketing doesn't mean you have to show your face on camera. As I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, a common objection that I hear to video marketing is, I don't want to show my face. I don't feel comfortable exposing myself in that way. I'm part of a generation of people who don't feel comfortable sharing their face on camera. So if you absolutely, positively cannot, do not, will not show your face on camera, you have a lot of other options for video. So I don't want anyone listening to think that video has to equate to showing your face. I feel like the face thing for some reason is immediately what people go to when they think about video. So what are some other types of video that you can share? Unboxing and packaging videos of your workbench or workspace with maybe a voiceover or even text added to kind of provide narration, videos of jewelry on a hand, on a wrist, on a neck, on an ear, or on someone who's not you if you don't feel comfortable showing any part of your body on video, animation or photo slideshow. So you can use a graphic tool like Canva or Adobe Spark to create graphics and then compile them into a video slideshow. And even with Instagram Reels, you could do something like that. You could do a screen recording of your computer or phone screen. You can take a video of anything you're experiencing that's related to your business. So more of a point of view video where the camera is pointed away from you rather than on your face. a time-lapse video of your creation process, or videos that you source from customers or influencers or brand ambassadors that you work with. So again, video marketing does not have to equate with showing your face, and you have plenty of other options to do video if you want to get creative with it. So tip number 2, stop telling yourself that you're not good on camera, especially if you have the ability to have conversations with people, talk about your brand and yourself, talk about your jewelry. You're probably okay on camera and you can get better. So you need to get over the mental block. And a lot of people tell me that their generation is just not good at video. They think, oh, videos for millennials, videos for Gen Z. Okay, so maybe people from those generations are more comfortable with it, but it's because they've practiced, they're more used to it. So that doesn't mean that you can't also become comfortable with it if you practice. So you're a business owner, you need to be able to offer transparency and be able to talk about your business. If you can't do that, then you need to have someone on your team who's a raving ambassador of your business, who can talk about your brand, who can be in front of customers. And that becomes even more and more important in the digital world that we live in. You have to be able to talk about your business, and video is one of the most immediate ways to do that. Whether you like it or not, video is the future. There's just no way around it. If you want to succeed in your jewelry business that has a digital component, then you have to push yourself to do things that make you uncomfortable so that you can reach your target customers. Start positively telling yourself that you are up for a challenge, that you do want to reach customers in an authentic way, and that you do feel comfortable being yourself and representing your business, whether that's on camera or in person or on the phone. Tell yourself that video is more practice for you to share your brand message and to serve as the ambassador for your brand. Remind yourself that you don't have to be perfect and that literally no one expects you to be perfect. In fact, imperfection will probably make you more relatable and real and authentic, and people will gravitate toward you for being yourself, for being an honest representation of your business. Getting comfortable with the new way of talking about your business is an evolution for sure, but it will push you to new levels and help you grow and evolve. I have a few clients who have pushed themselves to be more present on video, even though they were super nervous about it or didn't have a lot of experience being on video. And it has made such a difference in the dimensionality of their brands. They feel more real, less forgettable, more memorable, more human, and more approachable, which again, all things that are super important when you run a digital first business. Here's my third tip: practice. Getting comfortable with video marketing is like anything else. It requires practice and persistence. If you've never ridden a bike, then you're going to suck at it the first time. But if you have the physical capacity to ride a bike and you practice and you don't say, oh, my body just wasn't made for riding bikes. Again, this is assuming you have the physical ability to do so. You're not going to succeed. But if you keep trying, if you keep practicing, and you can trust that you'll eventually be able to ride a bike, and or if you have guidance from someone who can help you, then you're going to be able to do that eventually. So I would say stop making excuses about video. Take out your smartphone every day for 5 minutes. Record yourself talking about your brand. Start getting comfortable with the process of doing it. Guess what? Nobody has to see those videos. The beauty of digital video is that you can delete it. You don't have to share it with anyone. You personally don't even have to look at it ever again, but it will really help you feel more comfortable with talking about your business in this way. Tip number 4, use your imagination. I know that you have it in you because you are a creative jewelry entrepreneur, so I know you have an imagination. Let's use it for the purpose of video marketing. So I can tell you from personal experience, when I started utilizing video more often at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, I honestly felt really awkward talking to a camera with no one else in the room. It would make me feel super self-conscious, like I was in some kind of weird vacuum. It would make me feel like my voice was just echoing in my head. Really unnatural. But then I started paying more attention to the way I am when I talk to clients or business partners, either on Zoom or on the phone or in person. I sound like a normal person. I sound natural. I'm not self-conscious about it when I'm having real authentic conversations with people. You probably sound that way too when you're communicating with your customers. So I really had to dig deep and start using my imagination that every time I was filming a video, I actually had one of my favorite clients or one of my favorite business collaborators sitting across from me, and that I was having a natural conversation with them. You know how they tell you in school when you're giving a speech to imagine everyone in their audience in their underwear or something like that to kind of make you feel less nervous? Well, that's sort of the leap that you have to take with video. But instead, imagine a friend sitting across from you. Imagine that the camera is the face of someone that you feel really comfortable talking with, and try to forget everything else. Again, it takes a pretty big leap in imagination, but it helped me, and I think that it would help you as well. When you're talking on camera, imagine your VIPs sitting in front of you, someone who loves your jewelry, who's a raving fan. How does that feel to communicate with that person? And try to keep that in mind when you're doing video marketing. And tip number 5, be that savvy, forward-thinking business owner and see opportunities, not challenges. Don't let the future march forward without you while you're stuck in the past. Continually remind yourself of the benefits of video marketing for your business. With video, you can represent your brand in a way that's just simply impossible with photos or even with audio. You can tell a story in a really dynamic way. You can show sparkle and light. You can show personality. You can differentiate yourself from your competitors. Stop seeing video as a challenge and start seeing it as an opportunity. Invest in it for the future of your business, especially if you feel like you really can't do it yourself. Find someone who can help you devise a video marketing strategy and then execute on it. There are plenty of people out there in the world who are talented and capable at this and who would be happy to help you. So see it as an investment in the future of your business so that you can continue to thrive and continue to charm your customers. Do you feel at least a little more empowered about video marketing? There's a saying out there that's something like, there are only 2 options: make progress or make excuses. So I'm wondering, which option will you choose? What do you think? You can always email me, Larissa, that's LARYSSA @joyjoya.com. As a reminder, my book, Jewelry Marketing Joy, is published and ready to ship. If you'd like to learn more about the book and get a signed paperback copy, visit joyjoya.com/book.